Once upon a time, in a quiet town where the nights were colder than the days, a woman named Emily lived alone. To her neighbors, she was ordinary. A librarian, soft-spoken, kind, almost invisible. But behind her calm smile was a truth no one dared to imagine. Every night, she locked the library with careful hands, as if shutting away her fears between the pages. But one evening, something changed. A man appeared in the doorway. His coat was dark, his eyes sharper than the night itself. And when he spoke her name, her real name, Emily's world cracked open. She had spent years running, hiding, building a fragile life out of silence. Yet here he was, proof that the past never forgets. The man warned her. "They know where you are. They're coming." Emily wanted to scream, to deny, to vanish, but her heart knew the truth. The life she had built was nothing more than borrowed time. The library lights flickered, shadows danced across the walls, and in that silence, Emily realized she couldn't run forever. Once upon a time, in a quiet town where the nights were colder than the days, a woman named Emily lived alone. To her neighbors, she was ordinary. A librarian, soft-spoken, kind, almost invisible. But behind closed doors, Emily harbored a secret so dark it would make your blood run cold. Every night when the moon hung like a silver coin in the inky sky, Emily would stare at it and whisper, "It's tonight. It has to be tonight." She'd pace her dimly lit living room, her shadows stretching and contorting on the wall like a macabre dance. Tonight was always the night she'd chosen. It was the night she'd been waiting for, waiting to confess her chilling secret. But who was she waiting for? And what was the secret she'd kept hidden for so long? The truth was as twisted as it was terrifying. You see, Emily wasn't just any librarian. She was the keeper of forbidden lore, the guardian of ancient and dangerous knowledge. For years, she'd resisted the pull of the darkness within her, the whispers that promised power beyond her wildest dreams. But tonight, the whispers had become screams, and Emily was ready to give in. She looked up at the full moon, her reflection staring back at her, a pale, gaunt face with wild eyes and a twisted smile. "I can't fight it anymore," she whispered, her voice hoarse with barely suppressed hysteria. "I am the darkness, and the darkness is mine." With that, she began her dark ritual, the one she'd practiced so many times in her secluded home. She chanted in a language older than time, her voice echoing in the cavernous space, vibrating with otherworldly power. As she reached the climax of her chant, the room began to swirl, the air thickening, the shadows deepening. Then, just as suddenly, it all stopped. The room was still, the shadows gone, the only sound Emily's ragged breathing. But she wasn't alone anymore. Standing in the circle she'd drawn on the floor was a being of pure darkness, its eyes burning like twin galaxies, its form shifting and swirling like smoke. "You called me," it hissed, its voice a chorus of whispers. "You called me, and I have come." Emily stared back, her fear giving way to grim determination. "I am ready," she said, her voice echoing with newfound power. "I am ready to embrace the darkness." As she reached out to the waiting entity, the shadows returned, consuming her whole. What would you do if you were Emily? Would you embrace the darkness or try to resist it? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, share this with a friend, and stay tuned for more spine-chilling tales.